Thanksgiving. You know, when you watch TV, it's supposed to be all this goodness and light and family and gratitude and all this other stuff. But the reality isn't always quite that simple. Right, Hachi? So we're going to debate various issues around Thanksgiving. And Barbara's going to start by making, and I swear, now this is not, there's no humor in this, this is serious. You should make this hors d'oeuvre. It's the easiest, it tastes the best, and it makes the house smell fantastic. So, Barbara Nemko, before we'll debate these other topics later, but let's start with, would you start doing whatever you're going to do to make these cheese puffs?
Well, hi. Yes, cheese. I shouldn't be giving you this recipe because it's my favorite one. I use it all the time. And now when people come over, they won't be impressed when they find out how simple it is. But okay, these are cheese puffs. They take 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese, 1 cup shredded, because to make it easy, you can shred it yourself, but I'm too lazy. 1 cup of flour, 1 stick of butter, and some red chili pepper flakes to taste. I like a lot of them. And so all you do is you...
That's 12 ounces, Barb, by the way.
Oh, good call. I got to take some out.
Well, I do have to take some out.
Okay, and I should tell you that I washed my hands just before starting this. So for those of you who are thinking, yes, they do. It's important
all you care
to
about
wash
is
your
cleaning.
hands.
Everything is clean, clean, clean.
Okay, that's about 4 ounces. You put that somewhere else.
I'm going to give Hachi a little bit so that he'll stay.
And then we put in slightly melted butter. And after that,
sharp cheddar is delicious.
Yes, well, Trader Joe's, everything is delicious.
A good store.
Sharp cheddar is particularly good.
It is great.
And then we put in slightly melted butter, soft butter. And then, where's my cup of flour?
We just had it a second ago.
Well, let's find it.
Where's that little container?
Oh, it's on my lap.
Okay.
Thank you, Danny. We have guests today watching. Danny and Ilse.
When we have our debates, they're going to be the judges. They're going to say how I am right all the time.
Yeah, he's paying them off. Never happened.
Here, you want some butter?
That, and then some chili pepper flakes.
Notice the lack of measuring cups. It's more fun to do it with estimation. It'll come out close enough. And that's the beauty of this recipe. It's, it comes out right no matter what you do within reason.
And then because I have to put my hands in here and mix this, rings come off for 2 reasons. You don't want the ring to end up in the cheese puffs, and also because it's not sanitary. And I washed my hands just before coming to do this, so I promise you,
like I said, cleaning is her #1 priority in life.
So you just dig in here.
It's also hot cheese. You see how he's cleaning and doing a great job of cleaning the butter.
So we are going to definitely be talking about Thanksgiving because Marty and I have, you won't be surprised, opposite views.
Well, some of it is opposite views, but some of it is also, we may have the same views, but it's wise. We believe in the importance of having respectful disagreement. So even where I agree, I'm going to do my best to take the opposite position in some cases so that hopefully we are modeling the kind of thing we expect people to do, whether they're talking about politics or Thanksgiving or just typical debates, family debates at dinner.
Well, I love Thanksgiving.
No, that's a joke. I do like Thanksgiving too.
When I was a kid, we came from a big family. My mother was one of 5 children, and the 3 sisters were very close. And the oldest one had a daughter who married at age of 20. I was 10 at the time, and we all lived in small apartments. But she got married and lived in a house in New Jersey. And every year, forever after that, we used to go to her house for Thanksgiving, the whole family. And to me, that was such a celebration, even though there was a lot of traffic getting from where we were to New Jersey, to see everybody together and to just enjoy the fact that we were all related, we were all there and healthy, and watching each other grow up, which was quite delightful. I think I remember the first Thanksgiving when I got married, my new husband managed to spill a glass of water all over the hostess, and she was, of course, wonderfully gracious about it.
You know, I don't have, my family, most of my family died in the Holocaust. So I don't have family memories. We weren't that close. We didn't celebrate anything particularly, not birthdays, not holidays. So it's one, you know, Barbara and I have been together for over a half century. Oops. And one of the things that's hard, one of our differences is that she's very family-centric and I'm not. I'm work-centric. And it's one of the many things we have to compromise about in a marriage. It's recognizing where things can be changed, where things need to be accepted, what we can do separately, what we can do together. And I think that is maybe the key. You know, our marriage is not made in heaven, but it's kind of worked here on earth. And that's kind of how we've made it work. That respect for difference and not expecting us to be Siamese, you know, joined at the hip kind of stuff. We have very rich separate lives and interesting together lives as well.
Dear, I'm dropping things all over the floor, like my rings and stuff.
Don't worry, your rings aren't going anywhere.
Thank you. And that means that often I leave Marty home for Thanksgiving and I go to visit the family because he doesn't want to travel.
And I swear, you know what I'm going to be doing on Thanksgiving? If nobody invites me, I'm going to go to...
hint, hint. Anybody having Thanksgiving here in Napa that they'd like to invite them to?
They have a nice Black Angus, which serves a lovely Thanksgiving dinner. I did it 1 year recently. And I'm a soloist. I'm a worker guy. I'm not somebody who's so eager to be in large groups. I tend to annoy people. I'm intense and a know-it-all. And where if I go and enjoy in a restaurant like Black Angus, they don't charge ridiculous prices. Fair price, I can enjoy a Thanksgiving dinner, watch all the people, and I'll be probably happier than if I went with Barbara to the Midwest where she's going to be...
I'll be in Michigan with my niece and her family and her husband's family and my daughter and her family, and I will be happy as a clam.
Yeah, and I want to be happy as a clam, but I'll be less curmudgeonly.
I don't think you're ever happy as a clam.
Well,
are clams happy?
I'm happy right now. You know, I like doing this. Okay, so while we're doing this, let's start debating, because you still like you've got to do some more massaging here. Could you put this in a Cuisinart and have it do that, or a rolling pin? Or?
I don't think so, because I don't know. I've never tried it, but it's kind of fun to do it with your hands anyway.
Okay, you know, it's only about 5 minutes, and then it's done, and then we rolled together. Because that gets annoying. Her hands. Thank God she doesn't have big arthritis or whatever in her hands, so she's able to do this. Then can we stop it at this point? We start rolling the balls?
I'm sure we can. I just want to make sure that somebody doesn't get a cheese ball that's all butter.
Okay, or all pepper.
Or all pepper or all cheese without butter and pepper. Okay. So the other thing that you really should do after you do this is put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. Obviously, I'm not going to do that today. We don't have time because we're really going to bake them in this toaster oven that we brought in. And everybody's going to taste them on camera.
Okay, so ready to roll balls?
Ready to roll balls.
Okay. They should be roughly about this size. And I just simply roll them in our hand. And, you know, we'll put them, open the microwave. We can just toss them right in the... well, for now, I'll just put them back in here. We're not going to do them all. We'll just do, you know, I'm going to do like 8 or something like that.
Okay, this is fascinating television.
I know. Well, we'll go between the two of us. It's going to take 20 seconds. And then, hey, this is not PBS. Then again, on PBS, you're never going to see anybody juggling cheese balls.
I'm not sure that just counted as juggling.
Okay, this is public access TV.
They're a forgiving audience.
They're a forgiving audience. Okay, enough of this. Let's just.
Okay, that's enough.
Would you please throw them in the?
Okay, so
that's too big, by the way. Then it won't wrap. You got to keep them roughly the same size, otherwise you're gonna have some raw and some overcooked.
I've lined the toaster oven. Really, you would put it in the oven with some aluminum foil and sprayed it with Pam or some kind of butter-like spray.
Right, that's why I brought it to show. We already did that in advance because we didn't want to bore you anymore than we're already boring.
This is too big.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So this gives us 6.
And there's a couple more. too big. Okay, I learned. I'm a one-time learner.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right.
Okay, in the microwave, at 370, right?
370. Well, I
Do you
use
need to
it.
preheat it or no?
No. Oh, you should actually.
Did it come on?
375.
Yes.
You gotta. Yeah, it's on. But maybe we should preheat it. Good idea.
Well,
Okay, keep talking. We'll
okay,
just give
so
it a
let's
few
have our
minutes.
first debate.
Okay.
So the question is, let's start with food, potluck or not? Do you want to take the side advocating potluck, or do you want to take the side
I'm going to
advocating?
take the other side.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't like potluck because I think if you invite people, it's not such an invitation if you say, and I'd like you to bring X. So I don't ask people to bring things. Very often somebody will say, what can I bring? And I'll say, you don't need to bring anything. Is there something you'd like to bring? And
That's good. That's a
I'm
good line.
learning that.
That's
I
good.
used to say, no, I don't need anything. And then I would think, what an idiot. Why did I do
I want to
that?
repeat that. That's very good. You don't need to bring anything, but is there something you'd like to bring? Perfect balance.
And then the reason that I don't want everybody bringing things, it ends up being more trouble than if I make it myself.
Right, because we then have to put and the oven's got to be available, or it's got to be plated, and we have to be very gracious. It's a pain in the ass. Continue.
And I have an idea of what I want the menu to be, and if people are bringing things that may not fit in with my idea of what Thanksgiving is.
How long are you going to put this in the?
About 10 to 15 minutes till the bottoms are brown. So that's the way I do it.
Okay. I think we're all crazy busy. Life is ever more stressful. The earth is spinning faster and faster. To put it all on yourself, it sounds good in theory, but I've seen you preparing these festive events. It's 2 days of work. Potluck,
Or three.
Or potluck, and also people feel more invested. You know, it's like everybody's got to have some skin in the game, and people tend to want to bring their best thing. So while you're a great cook, if it's all on you, not everything is going to be as good as the collective wisdom of the group, where everybody brings their favorite thing, and you encourage them. You know, one to bring an hors d'oeuvre, one to bring a salad, one to bring, and you, as you're talking to them or as you're sending an evite, have them RSVP and say what they bring, so you don't have 19 salads or 19 desserts.
I'm not going to have 19 people. It won't be a problem.
But you know what I mean. Okay. All right. Now, it is time. We have, in our studio audience, we have judges. How many raise your hand if you think Barbara's argument that it's not a good idea to have potluck, if you think she won this debate, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you think I won, that it is wiser to have potluck.
Well, it's a two-person debate. Isn't that perfect?
Hachi, who's right? I'm right, of course.
Dog doesn't get a vote unless he can raise his paw.
Okay, next. All right. Now, how to decorate? How much to decorate? Again, I think I like this routine. What is your idea, if we had it at our house, what is your vision for how to decorate in or out?
I don't think I decorate at all for Thanksgiving.
So make the case for
I've
why
just
it's
gotten
not
over
worth it.
Halloween, and it's not yet Christmas, so I don't think I decorate, other than I'll use good dishes that I have that usually sit in the closet. You know how you never take them out. And the good silver that I got 50 years ago that I rarely use and my daughter doesn't want. So it's a great time to use it for Thanksgiving. It gets an airing at least. And a nice tablecloth and maybe some kind of flowers or maybe a little turkey decoration that I find somewhere. But that's it. I don't do a lot of Thanksgiving decorations.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go nuts. You know, those paper cutouts where there are turkeys and squaw Indians and pilgrims and all the rest of it. But it's not a lot of work to go on Amazon and buy one little kit for $5 or $10. You know, it's not just another dinner. We want it to be a little festive. And the tradition of it being a celebration of the pilgrims, Thanksgiving is, I'm not religious, I'm an atheist, but the idea of Thanksgiving and gratitude and having little signs that it's not just another dinner is worth the 5 minutes. I order it in 5 minutes off of Amazon. I take damn Scotch tape and I put it up and we're done. Okay, time for the judges. How many think Barbara's right?
I think we said the same thing. You're talking about
much
minimal.
more.
What much more? You ordered it on Amazon. I bought it in the store. Some little thing that I can put on the centerpiece, a little turkey or something.
Just that one little stupid piece on the centerpiece. I was going to have about 6 or 8 items that come in the packet and put around. Okay. So it is this matter of scale. Thank you for clarifying our difference. Back to our judges. How many think Barbara's minimalist, curmudgeonly, too sober, generic approach to decorating is right? Raise your hand. Both of you agree? No, you're not allowed to laugh at me.
Yes.
So we know I lose again. Oh, Hachi, I love you.
And that was the most biased presentation before a vote.
I am trying. Hey, we're trying to gerrymander the state. I can try to gerrymander the votes. Okay, next. Who to invite? Well, let's start with numbers. Do you want to vote? Do you want to make the case for an intimate affair like 5 or 8 people or 15 people?
Well, we have a small house, and it's really hard to do 15 people. There's no way. I have no table I could put out. I don't have 3 tables I could put out. It wouldn't fit. So it would be more like a Thanksgiving hors d'oeuvre thing where, we have different courses and people come and take it and sit all over the house. So I would prefer to keep it to about 8.
Okay, I'm going to make the other argument, and I do think if you're going to, it's not double the work to have 16 instead of 8. You have to still make
Says the man who doesn't do the cooking.
I do the cleaning up, though, a lot, and the shopping. I do the shopping, chopping, and cleaning. Now, is that not true?
That's true.
Okay. So it's not that much more work to 6 years. If you're making cheese puffs, you make a few extra cheese puffs. You guys, and the benefit to everybody, if we're pretty good, honestly, at hosting. We know we have activities. We do all kinds of things. And blind wine tasting, we'll talk about that in a minute. Cheap wine versus expensive wine. Why not let more people benefit from it? Most parties we go to are boring. Let's be really honest.
Okay, I'm going to stop you.
Okay.
So Thanksgiving is a different holiday. We don't even know that many people who would be available to come for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a time when most people do go home to see family. It's one of the biggest travel days. So all of the people that you're friends with have other family that they're going to. They're not going to come to our house for Thanksgiving. Therefore, we would just invite people who don't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, and that won't be 16 people.
It's avoiding the question. Of course, if you can't get people to come, they can't come. But the ideal, there are plenty of people who would be, even if they had another place to go, would welcome. We all like to be invited. It makes us feel welcome, flattered. When our lovely judges invite us to do our wordplay thing over at her house, we feel flattered. We are happy. It's nice to be invited. Okay, time for the judges. How many think Barbara's right that 8 people is about the right number of people to have for Thanksgiving? Raise your hand if you think 15 is a more appropriate number.
The judges are silent on the question.
Hachi, again, we turn to you in the case of a tie. I don't know if you can see him. What do you... Me? Oh, see, I won. Of course it's right, 15 people. Okay, next topic.
That's
Hachi,
why I leave him home and I go somewhere else where they want to invite 15 people.
Okay, now, let me see. Oh, the standard activity, we talked about activities for Thanksgiving. Well, the standard one that even most boring families do or couples is, let's go around the table and say what we're grateful for. Okay? Do you want to make the case for doing just that, for doing that or not doing that?
I think it's a good idea. I think gratitude is underrated. And we take for granted how lucky we are, especially at this time of year. You think, here we are safe. Nobody's bombing our country. We have food. We have shelter. We live in Napa, for goodness sakes. And if we're healthy and have no terminal diseases, we are very blessed. And it's nice to remember that because the little things get under your skin every day. This goes wrong and that goes wrong and the car needs to be taken in or whatever it is. There are always irritations. And we lose ourselves in the irritations, and it's good to remember all that we're grateful for.
Well, in this case, I'm going to value authenticity other than argument. I agree with Barbara 100%. I do think that a bit of gratitude is comforting in any times, but maybe especially these times. And so I'm not going to ask the judges. But do you agree? Barbara and I agree that going around the table and saying what we're grateful for is a good thing. Raise your hand if you agree.
Okay.
Okay, next. But that's not the only activity. I get bored. I am hyperactive and distractible. And so I have found in general that at parties, after about an hour, people are bored and they're ready for an activity of some sort. And our longtime favorite, see, he stayed longer than when Hachi stayed longer.
Yes, well.
And did a great pre-wash cycle on the butter. Okay. So we have found we do a party every year called Christmaka, and where people who have nothing to do on Christmas night, or Jews who definitely have nothing to do on Christmas night, come over and we do various activities. The most notable of which is we do blind wine tasting, where it's just 2 wines, $5 wine.
We used to do 3.
I know, but are we
changing it to 2?
To make it simpler and so it's not overwhelming. $5 wine, and in Napa, bring people. There's a lot of expensive wine that gets passed around and at parties and whatever. So we've got some expensive wine. So we blind taste. We put them in brown paper bags, a $5 wine and like a $50 bottle of wine, and we put them in little 1-ounce plastic cups. Yeah, I see it's where it's not quite.
I think we're about ready. Now I can't put them on this plate since Hachi did the pre-wash cycle.
We'll turn it over. We'll put it on the back of the plate. Okay, now.
I can't take them anyplace.
No, yeah, but except here. Okay, so we have these trays, and we put 1 ounce, these 1 ounce plastic clear cups that come from grocery outlet or Smart and Final or whatever, or Amazon, and we put the wine number 1, and again it's in a brown paper bag, and we put a little in, and we then have people.
Thank you, Justin.
Oh,
clean plates.
You know what I was a kid I loved to do, though? I used to love to fling things. It was fun. Anyway, wasn't that some James Bond movie where the evil guy flung a plate and it cut somebody's throat?
Question, did Hachi pre-wash these? Okay.
I'm lying. Okay, she's going to get out. So anyway,
she's going to wash them.
I'll tell you about the blind tasting. So we have enough cups on a tray, and people taste. And we don't just ask them to vote. I torture them by saying, "Give me your tasting notes," and they will give me their tasting. Oh, this is rotgut. Oh, this must be the $5 wine. And we have found that except for like one person, our good friend Janet Constantino, that almost everybody who claims to be a wine person can't tell a difference. It's random, which 50% tend to choose the $5 wine, 50% choose the $50. And then they have all these rationalizations for why they did it. But in the end, what's funny is we put both wines out. We don't have to use the whole bottle when we do the sampling. We put both wines out on the buffet table. And I guarantee you that by the end of the night, all of the expensive wine will be gone, even if they voted for the $5 wine, because psychologically it feels good to have expensive wine. And I think Barbara's doing some cleaning. I don't know what she's doing here. But anyway, okay.
Off my pants. Yes, we're going to take these out.
Are there any? Okay. I don't want to put this on the floor. This raw dough will be Hachi's. I will put this on my lap just on general principles. So now we get to the moment of truth. Are they done?
Yep. They're brown on the bottom.
Oh, good. So we get to the moment of truth and see if it tastes like crap or good?
Well, they'll have to cool a little bit.
So, okay. For purposes of being on TV, I'm a pig. Can I just do this and reach in? You don't want me to do that. Are you sure they're done? They look
they look a little raw.
They're raw. Put them back in.
Okay. Sorry, not
See,
done.
it's a team effort. We do everything. Okay, now. So, so I'm in big favor of activities, whether it be the blind wine tasting or a scavenger hunt. But the thing for our judges is, do we want to have things like blind wine tasting or a scavenger hunt, or sometimes we enact things. We could enact the first Thanksgiving pilgrims and have pilgrim hats and Indian hats and whatever. How many think Barbara is right? No such activities at Thanksgiving. Raise your hand. 1. How many think it's a great idea to have activities? 1. A tie yet again. Dear audience, what do you think?
Well, okay, activities. I just didn't like the activities that you were mentioning. I didn't want people running around the house doing a scavenger hunt. But what we used to do were comparisons of lots of things.
Not
so we would compare chocolates,
Right.
You know, See's chocolate and
It was like
Lindt
cheap chocolate
and Trader Joe's chocolate and Hershey's chocolate, and we compared real pictures that were pictures of a real art painting and pictures of a painting done by a friend of ours who takes an art class.
My friend would be very upset you're not calling his art real, but I would find off the internet, I would take one of his favorite picture that he has painted in the last year, and then I would find something similar in style or in subject off the internet, and I would print them out and
then this year we could use Dolly and have AI create a picture of the same kind of scene that we're showing in the artist pictures. Okay. That would be fun.
Okay. So, do you like the idea of no events other than go around the table? What are you grateful for? Or some combination of events? Raise your hand if you like the idea of nothing other than go around the table. Raise your hand if you like activities.
Just no scavenger hunts in my closet.
Right. Okay. Last thing, we're running out of time.
We are.
Last thing, quick, keep it to look like another minute, though. Better a little crispy, no?
Well, but the show is over.
Well, but we can still wait another minute or two. Okay.
Yes, dear.
Yes. Okay. How long should these Thanksgiving parties be, in your judgment?
Till people get bored and want to go home. I mean, usually people stay for about 3 hours.
Right. I have found that in general, people are polite once it extends beyond 2 hours. They're staying because they feel it's too early. So I would argue for keeping parties to roughly 2 hours.
Not enough time.
Okay, raise your hand if you think 2 hours is the right amount of time. My opinion, raise your hand. If you think 3+ hours is the right amount of time, raise your hand. I lose. Okay. So now, we've talked about a lot of different things here. Let me just briefly summarize. You should make cheese puffs. The recipe is on the video. 2, it makes sense to have potluck, in my opinion. Decorate, tie. Grateful for, yes, go around the table. Other activities, maybe not.
We all voted for other activities.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, you're right. 3 hours is probably the consensus for the right length. But Barb, maybe somebody will invite us to Thanksgiving.
Well, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Michigan with my whole family. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Anyway, now you can take this out. Make one. Blow on it, because it is hot. We're sacrificing my tongue for this. Still a little undercooked, but okay, this is not worth watching. Blowing. Too hot. Again, it was my fault. If we had taken it out a minute or two earlier and let it cool, what do you think?
Well, they're good. Good. Not as good as if we had let it go into the refrigerator in a ball for over an hour. And if we baked it for really another 2 minutes or 3 minutes and then took it out and let it cool. And these should be called Mexican cheese puffs because she put way too much hot peppers in there, I think. Oh, no. Not too much. Okay, raise your hand if you like these. Raise your hand. We love the hot peppers. Okay. Anyway. It depends. True. Anyway, thank you for watching another episode of the Nemkos Do. Next time, we're going to do the Nemkos Do Christmas.